What is up, my ducks and drakes? Welcome to the Credit Lake, and today we are continuing our song, A Saint Sets Fanfic by In Need of Sleep on Wattpad. If you'd like to check out the author or the book itself, please look at the links in the description below. Now then, let's continue with Chapter 26, Talks and Fights, Remus's Point of View. I checked the time on my phone. 1:53 a.m. I quickly got out of bed and slid on some pajama bottoms over my boxers and a sweater. I quickly slid downstairs through the door. I walked my normal path to the park and started whistling the song. Surely waking up at 2 in the morning and not going back to sleep until 5 is damaging my brain and physical health, but you can't really damage something that's already broken. That, my dear readers, is one of the best words to live by. Apart from fuck and always tell. I slowed down my pace around the tree and wait to hear a whistle back. Hiya, cutie. We don't know what each other look like yet, idiot. And what's got you in a good mood? They asked. I'm not really sure. How are you, Kool-Aid Man? Kool-Aid Man? Where'd you get that from? Kool-Aid Man's sexy, I don't know. The author's going on maybe 1 hour's sleep, if that. I responded, naturally breaking the fourth wall. Would you rather have me call you Shrek? Oh, God, no. We laughed and fell into a comfort silence. Well, as comfortable as you could get leaning on a splinter machine in a fanfic. I just realized something. I hummed in response. We've been talking for about a week now, more or less. And we don't know each other's pronouns. Yeah, I probably wouldn't know everything about you if the author wasn't such a bitch keeping everything to herself. Anyway, I don't rely on she, her, or he, him, or they, them, or anything really. I'm just a gremlin. So, do you care what pronouns I use when referring to you? Don't sound so formal. It makes me think I'm talking to my dad. I almost hit him with a mace earlier, and yeah, I don't give a fuck what you say about me. What about your pronouns? He, him. He said in the manliest person ever, no matter what anybody says, according to my roommate. I nodded, even though he couldn't see it. I started humming the duck song. He chuckled before asking what I was humming. A duck waddled up to the lemonade stand, and he said to the man right in the stand, "Oh, okay, calm down. If you're going to sing songs like that, at least sing the crayon song." What about the new song? Rusty Cage? If you're gonna sing Rusty Cage, then sing the knife game song. Halt the dick fuck. I just came up with the best brain thing ever. You know that singing competition the author made up while she was writing that chapter? I know the singing competition, but I don't know about any authors. You know how I'm weak shit that's too much of a coward for us to know who the other is? Yeah. Where is this going? We reveal ourselves at the thing. What the hell are you talking about? Hear me out. We both seem to like these weird songs that nobody else in the whole town would think about singing at the thing, so I say we both pick a song like that and sing at the competition, and that's how we meet. You're f***ing crazy. I love it. I couldn't help but blush. This person actually likes me. Crazy, Elmo murdering sex jokes me. Not even my twin brother can handle all that stuff. The universe apparently gets things right sometimes. Thanks, Satan, that this story and none of you fuckers can see me. Can I see something crazy? This isn't a Frozen reference, by the way. You've already said a bunch of crazy things tonight, but go ahead. We've known each other for a week, more or less. And in that time, you've accepted me more than my own family. Every part of me. My worst, my best, my depressed, my stressed. Oh God, that sounds so fucking cheesy. You know what? Forget it. The author can't make me say these words. Oh. Okay. Well, I gotta go. Later. Later. A little bit later, I was sitting in soulmate class, and it was so boring. It's the same shit every day. People who didn't have soulmates, people that died without knowing their soulmates, monarchs that married no matter who their soulmate was. It's all bullshit. Wait. Why the hell am I talking? I fucking love my soulmate. Remus, can you name the only monarch that married their soulmate? Teacher fuckface said. King Henry VIII had 6 wives, fucked more than 6 girls. One of them were probably a soulmate. I honestly didn't care. Remus, no. Are you paying attention at all? The day I pay attention in class will be the day Cthulhu finally responds to my texts. That's a new one. Some kid laughed from the back. Class continued after, but I won't bore any of you with the details, and the author is too tired to talk about school, so we're skipping to the end of class. Okay, class, in a few days we'll be visiting a lab where a scientist that researches soulmates will talk to us. We already have enough chaperones, so no parents or guardians are needed. Have them sign these slips and turn them in tomorrow. You're dismissed. The teacher said while passing out papers to everyone's desk. I grabbed it and quickly walked out of class. I quickly threw it in my locker and ran to band. A little bit later, I went home and called out, Papa! Dad! We're home! I yelled as soon as Roman and I entered our house. Living room, kiddos! Dad yelled back. We quickly took off our shoes and raced to the living room. I shoved Roman down and slid on my socks into the room where Papa and Dad were curled up on the couch, watching National Geographic. Roman quickly caught up to me and pushed me down. Roman! What? He pushed me when we were coming. I bet Karma's a little bitch, huh, Remus? You would know, asshole. Boys, stop with the foul language, Papa said. I walked over and sat down on the other couch, cursing in Spanish. Don't swear in Spanish, either. I'm going to the room, I said before. Going to the room? Damn, probably could have worded that better. Nah. I jumped onto my bed and thought for a minute. I then grabbed my phone and called references. Nothing. I pressed call again. Nothing again. I'm just gonna keep calling to annoy him. Someone finally picked up, so I put on a cheery voice. Is this Virgil Vanta? He paused for a moment before answering. Emil Picani. Who is this? He sounded like he was crying. You sound like you were crying. You okay, broski? It's Remus, by the way. I thought back to a bit I read in the last chapter. Is that fucker back? Never mind. I read part of your chapter. I thought of something to talk about. His wedding. Hey, so what kind of flowers do you want at your wedding? Why? Because I asked. Tulips, I guess. Or chrysanthemums. Look, I'm going to call Remy for you, since you probably won't. I'm going to hang up before you call me, or whether or not you bye-bye. I quickly hung up and scrolled through my contacts until I found Remy. It rang for a bit before a quiet voice answered. Sup, babes? I'm in the middle of pranking Virgil back, so make it quick. Oh, cool. How are you pranking him? I'm putting his emo band merch in D's snake cage thingy. D has a snake? Did you know snakes have 2 dicks? Weird fact. Anyways, why'd you call me? Oh yeah, males were crying. I think it was because of reasons the author won't let me tell you, but yeah. The line went silent for a minute before a bit of crashing was heard, and Remy screamed. What? Yep, anyways, bye. I hung up and spread on my bed. The chapter is called Talks and Fights, but there hasn't been a fight yet. Does pushing Roman count as a fight? Nope. Fighting my feelings for my soulmate? No, I don't really fight those. I got called down for dinner, so I jumped and walked downstairs. The family was already there, so I just sat down. Padre started the usual dinner conversation. How was your day? How was school? Yeah, that shit. Roman grumbled a little, so I saw a perfect opportunity to quote Michael Mells. Roman, how was class? You look like ass. What's wrong? Language. Spanish, I responded to Dad. French, Papa added. Italian, but there is something wrong. Remus, I don't look like an ass. I look like a prince, and you shall treat me as such. Bet you look like an ass. Not my ass, of course, but my ass is beautiful. Thank you, I thought it was funny too. Shut up, Dookie. You shut up, Princey Poopy. Take that back. Poopy, I screamed. Why, you little bit. Chapter 27. Fights and Fights, Emil's point of view. Trigger warnings for homophobic slurs and abuse. I skipped down the hallway on my way to Roman's locker. I stopped when I saw Virgil there. They were probably talking about the singing competition at the animal shelter, but Virgil seemed to be mad at something Roman said. I started walking a little closer to hear what they were saying. I suggest you stop talking about something you don't know anything about. I just said that people without soulmates are probably sad humans that don't love. I'm just saying that's what I read, and some people die without knowing their soulmates often sleep around trying to fill that void. It's just what I read. I said stop talking before I drag you to hell. What's got you so moody? I think Roman just screwed up. I saw Virgil raise his hand, but no more than that. I ran the other way. There's no way Virgil is ever going to talk to Roman after that. I should talk to them later. Later on, I laid down on my bed, rewatching old Senior Universe episodes. Mama had to go to work, so I was home alone for now. I thought back to what Dee had said 2 days ago. I should probably be thinking about how to talk to Roman and Virgil, but I can't seem to get my mind off of what Dee said. It's not possible to get a new soulmate, right? No. They would have taught us about that by now. But school has failed to teach about things before. I looked at my phone, deciding whether to call Remy or not. He usually helps me when I'm feeling like this. But it's my job to help. I decided against calling and just continued watching the Crystal Gems fight Jasper. Until he got home. Where the fuck are you, beep? I jumped up. I thought he was going to the pub like he usually did. You better not be watching those gay cartoons. I heard footsteps coming down the hallway, so I quickly turned off the TV and pretended I was doing math homework. He slammed my door open and walked over to me. He grabbed a fistful of my hair and made me face him. You're a fucking disgrace and nobody will ever love you. With that, he walked out of my room and probably went to get drunk in the living room. I fell forward onto the floor and cried like the crybaby I am. I held on to myself and sat there for who knows how long. I heard my phone ringing, but I didn't bother looking at who was calling. My sons turned into silent tears, but I sat there. My phone stopped ringing, but as soon as it did, it started again. I let it ring out again, but whoever it was wouldn't stop calling. Stop the damn noise, boy! My father screamed. I hurried to see who was calling. Unknown. I debated between answering it or just ignoring it. I clicked the green button and held the phone up to my ear. Is this Virgil Vanta? They asked. I blushed at Remy's last name, but quickly answered before he came back into my room. Milf Bacani. Who is this? Damn. You been crying? You okay, broski? It's Remus, by the way. Of course it is. Never mind. I read part of your last chapter. Anyways, what kind of flowers would you like at your wedding? Why? Because I asked. tulips, I guess. Or chrysanthemums. Okay, look, I'm going to call Remy for you since you're probably not going to do that yourself. I'm going to do it before you have the chance to tell me no. Bye. He hung up. Please don't come here. 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 I sighed, knowing that Remy would probably show up in the gayest outfit he owns, which is all of them. Hopefully Father will be in his room asleep by the time Remy gets here. I stood up and walked out of my room and into the bathroom. I quickly locked the door and looked myself over in the mirror. There were tear marks going down my face. It would have been a problem before, but my concealer made it too visible. I quickly wiped it all off and looked at myself. There was a bruise on my cheek and a few cuts here and there. I covered everything up and carefully walked out into the living room. "Who was that? One of your bleep sluts?" he asked immediately. Just a friend, calling me about homework." He grunted and took a drink from the bottle he was holding. "Dear choice freak, I want this house spotless." I nodded and went to the kitchen to start the dishes. "Where's your mom?" She's at work," I answered, trying not to anger him. I heard footsteps coming behind me, so I quickly tensed, preparing for a hit. A bottle shattered against the counter behind me. The sharp edges of what was left were pushed against my already bandaged arm. It winced at the point of the hit of the older cut. He pulled it back and threw it into the garbage. "Weakling. Going out for more vodka. Chores better be done when I get back. No gas." I nodded and listened as the front door opened and closed. A bit later, a knock was heard from the door behind me, and it knocked me out of the trance I was in while washing the dishes. I grabbed a nearby towel and dried my hands before walking to the door. "Please don't be Remy. Please don't be Remy. Please don't be Remy." Fudge. "Hey, Rem," I said, opening the door, seeing the guy that I may or may not have a crush on. "Hey, Ems, just thought I'd drop by and hang out for a little bit," he said, leaning on the door frame, hands tucked into his pockets. "Did Remus tell you something? Because I'm fine. He just called me when I was watching Ruby and Sapphire break up." I quickly lied. He didn't seem convinced, but dropped the topic anyway. "What are you doing now? Want to head to the park and get an ice cream, if you're not doing anything?" "I was doing dishes. My mom is at work, and my dad went to the store." The liquor store, that is. "Not much happening, so you probably don't have to stay here." "Oh, you need any help? I'm not that experienced doing chores since Dee doesn't trust me to do anything, and I grew up not having to do anything except shoot a gun once in a while, but I can help." No, that's not necessary." He walked in anyway and took off his jacket. "Too late, babes. I'm helping you." He didn't seem like he actually wanted to do work, but he obviously wasn't going to leave me alone. What did Remus tell him? I sighed and let him help me. Hopefully we'll be done and Remy could leave before Dad gets back. We continued to wash the dishes for a bit before I heard the door open. I tensed up, hoping it wasn't him. Remy turned around and put his hands in his pockets. "Nasabaya Echo. I'm sorry I'm butchering this. I'm just trying to read the story." I heard Mama yell, "I think whatever gods were out there," and turned around. "Kitchen!" I yelled back. After a moment, she came in and stopped. "Who?" "Remy Vanta. You must be Emil's mother." She nodded and examined Remy. He looked to me as if asking something. "Mama, we were doing the dishes," I said, pointing to the full sink. She shook her head and waved us off while rolling up her sleeves. She talked for a little bit. I smiled and grabbed Remy's hand before dragging him to my room. "Does everybody speak other languages besides me? Fuck you, Arthur, at least let me speak Italian or something." I laughed and turned on the TV. We watched Adventure Time for a while. I must have fallen asleep because the next thing I knew, I was waking up to screaming. "Get out of my house, you gay! I don't need you influencing my son anymore." I sat up to see my dad yelling at Remy, and Remy standing in front of me. "I'm not leaving him here with some bitchy-ass homophobic douche," Remy yelled back. My dad stepped up and slapped him. He held his cheek for a minute and began laughing. This is starting to scare me. Dad looked confused to why he was laughing. I guess anybody that sees someone getting slapped and laugh would be confused. I looked around the room for a moment and saw Mama on the ground with a black eye. "Well, the hell are you laughing, boy?" Father asked in the same angry tone. Remy calmed down and reached into his pocket. "You don't know who I am. Who my father is? Why would I give a damn who some beep's dad is?" I watched in shock. Remy's dad is a crime boss, and Dad just threatened him. Remy pulled out a knife from his pocket. Dad looked at him like it was a joke. "What you gonna do, stab me?" "Nope," Remy said, popping the pea. "I'm not like my father. I've been told that me and my brother are more like our mom." "Remy, please don't," I said, reaching out for his arm. He looked at me, and his eyes softened. "Fuck. Emil." He turned back to my dad. "Remy Vanta, sorry for the rough start. My temper tends to get the better of me. Anyways, I have to do something with the readers so they can take their anger out on a bunch of old Ken dolls and Barneys, so I'll be leaving. I do have to tell you that if I hear anything about you abusing Em or his mother again, I'll have to come back here." He turned to me, and before I could say anything, he kissed me on the cheek. "Bye, sisters." He left through the window. "Fucking beep," Dad mumbled before turning and leaving. As soon as he was gone, I ran to Mama and pulled her into a hug. "I like your boyfriend." Chapter 28, Explosion Party, Extra. Remy lay down on the ground after jumping out of Emil's window. He dusted himself off and started walking in the direction of the building him and all the readers were going to blow up. Maybe he should have worn something more appropriate for blowing up a building? Nah, he's a fucking queen and can wear whatever he wants. It's not like it matters. This is just a story. He walked up to the building and looked over the growing crowd of people. "We get it. You're doing this so you could distract yourself," Remy shouted. "Remy, stop talking and hurry up," Oh My Cash shouted. Remy rolled his eyes and started shouting orders. "Thomas_Fanders, I live for Clance, Sweet Panda 1015, XOXO Sunflower XO, Start Helping Magic Wolf, Wicklevale, and Anxious Puffball. Bring the Ken dolls into the building." Damn, I'm already getting tired. Nah. Not my fault these amazing people read less than amazing fanfics. "Not now, bitch. I'm busy distracting your readers so we can take out our anger." "Why can't we put Emil's dad in the building?" We Ship asked. "Because plot," Non-Binary Outcast responded, "and Remy will probably kill him later." Edgy Space Prince, take a pillow fort cult and go kidnap Barney. Whoever else wants to can go. I don't give a damn. He waved them off. "Hey, Remy." Logan Galaxy raised their hand. "Yeah, what's up, babes?" "When are you gonna man up and ask Emil on a date?" Remy flushed red and crossed his arms. You made him blush. And laughed. "Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs and Lucy Williams 142. Take her away." "No, I'm sitting right here and eating my Cheez-Its, or this chapter isn't going to be finished." "Piece of shit, Arthur," Remy mumbled before going back to giving commands. "Some emo trash, Infinista DNA, Vivian's trash, and Ratatouille 456. Get the dynamite grenades, C4, and explosives you can find. Banana Cookie 2006, get the gunpowder. Crypto 32, get the marches. Arandia, Cabeswater, 12, and Nate J. 2007. Get the wood to start the bonfire. As people heard their usernames being called, they split up from who they were fangirling and planned murders with. Remy, we have questions about the book! Inksane Anime shouted. Yeah, when is Dee going to realize Remus is a soulmate? Axel Antoid asked. Wait, Dee and Remus are soulmates? He glared at everyone. None of you tell me a goddamn thing. Watch, she's going to make me forget all of this by the next chapter, and I'm going to have to start actually reading the chapters. Just next question. What song are you going to sing for the competition? At random POS asked. Well, person that username won't fucking work. I'm going to be singing Sincerely Me with my brother, my bro, and D. Here Comes a Thought with Emmy, and a Logic song by myself. One more question before we get started. When am I going to write something that matters? I'm bored. That question doesn't matter. A real question now. When are we going to get started? Rose Petal 83 asked. Now, I guess, he responded, and as if by work of a lazy author, everyone he sent out returned. People started throwing the Ken dolls in the building, others lined the walls with explosive Mayhem Oh Woe, Manzana 420, and Sadie the Crazy Lady. Keep burning right there. Soon, the bottom floor was covered with dolls. Some dolls were taped to the walls, while others were just stacked on top of each other. Dynamite and TNT were taped outside the building. Other explosive that I'm not bothered to learn the names of were scattered around the second floor. Emily or Spencer, Cheesy Puffball, Inksy Demi Princess, and Virginia Sanders had set the piles of dolls on fire. Angel 108 and Mina is Best Girl led a trail of gunpowder far enough away for nobody to get severely hurt. Okay, enough of that. I need to blow something up before I murder somebody. Hopefully, that somebody will be Emmy's dad. Everyone waited patiently where they were for Remy to murder Emil's dad. It's no fun when you guys want me to do it. Hurry up and get over here. The readers groaned and whispered to each other while moving to the line that Yammy Yams drew on the ground. Ready, babes? There were a chorus of people cheering before someone shouted, Ready as I'll ever be, which resulted in a whole crowd singing the song from Tangled, the series. After that finished, Remy has handed the box of matches because the matches never fucking work the first time, so you have to use another one until it finally fucking works. Stop complaining about your problems and let's blow this popsicle stand. Remy lit the match and threw it on the trail of gunpowder. They watched as a flame followed it all the way to the building. After a moment of building exploded like one of those cold explosion scenes in action movies, except nobody was walking away from it with sunglasses looking totally badass. Everyone was just watching like total badasses. A bunch of the Ken dolls rained from the sky, most of them on fire, and people could see blood and dinosaurs' guts coming from the explosion. You know what? This would have been better if we murdered some homophobic pieces of shit, Remy muttered. This better not start some Barney Ken doll culture, some shit like that Elmo thing Remus did. The explosion died down, and all that was left were piles of rubble and pieces of dolls and dinosaur. I can really go for some dino nuggets right now. The author looked down at the box in her hands. Cheese sticks, you're not dino nuggets. Okay, everyone, go back home. After she posts this chapter, she's gonna go on break, so you guys can wait for your other fanfics. Hurry the fuck up before the fictional police come. Remy screamed out of the crowd of readers. Everyone ran into different transportation to go back to wherever the fuck they live, and all that was left was Remy. A little bit later, Remy walked in the door. I'm home, Remy screamed, kicking open the door. Where the fuck were you? Dee screamed from the living room. Definitely not murdering a purple dinosaur. Did you leave any evidence that it was you? No, I'm a professional. How dare you doubt my skills? Okay then, I don't care what you did. Remy laughed and walked up to his room. He fell backwards onto his bed and looked at the plastic stars. he started thinking about things. Most were ways to kill that son of a bitch that calls himself Emil's dad. Part of him was thinking about how awesome it would be to explode this god-awful town. But the last part of him was thinking about memories he thought he had gotten rid of years ago. Cupid screwed up. Virgil's point of view. I kept ignoring Roman all day. It was the last class of the day, so I thought it would be a bit hard. Dee caught up with me while we were walking down the hall to the drama department. Hey, V, I thought you were going to get along with Roman today. You've been avoiding him. I know what I've been doing, and he knows the reason. Well, I don't, and I'm supposed to be protecting you, so can you please tell me if I have to punch him or some shit? He said something. He tried questioning me more, but I quickly silenced him. Your work for my family and I can easily change that if you continue to push. He quickly shut up and continued to walk to the theater. We walked through the door, and Remy immediately latched onto my shoulders and started shaking me back and forth. What the hell did you two fight about? He continued shaking me before we split up by someone. Remy, stop. He can't answer if you keep shaking him. Oh, it's Emil. Now, Virgil, why does Roman think you hate him? He knows what he said, and you do too. I saw you watching the fight. Stop bothering me about it, and let's just finish the damn thing. I started walking towards where we were working and glared at Roman before grabbing paint and continuing what we were doing yesterday. The others joined us, but they were obviously uncomfortable and could feel the tension between us. After a while, Demetrius finally spoke up. You guys are gonna fucking die at the singing competition if you don't talk to each other, so I suggest dealing with your shit now rather than later. Yeah, get your shit together, you oblivious back faces. Why, to sum up exactly what Dee said, Remy. I don't even know why he's mad at me. We were just talking and he started getting all defensive about something. You know what you said, you dim-witted troll, I snapped at Roman. Okay, stop the fighting. Emil raised his hands as if we were going to do anything. We could be rational about this. Virgil, can you tell us what exactly Roman said that made you mad? You should know. Remy talks to you about everything, I muttered. He was saying shit about people without soulmates being sad and people who never met their soulmates being sluts. Remy flinched and turned to Roman. I could tell he was angry. I can always tell when he's angry. That's what the website said. Why are you mad? I'm fucking done. I got up and walked out of the room. I stormed down the halls, fidgeting with my pocket knife. I stopped at my locker and repeatedly banged my head on it. How's your day going? An annoyingly recognizable voice rang a few feet away. Your brother is so fucking stupid, and I want nothing to do with him, I answered. I already knew that, but I guess this means you'll be dropping out of the competition thing, huh? And if you drop out, doesn't that mean you have to go on a date with him? I'm not dropping out of the stupid bet thing, I said, finally resting my forehead against the locker door. He just needs to know when to shut the fuck up. I heard a remiss hum in response, so I looked over at him. He was leaning against the locker just one down from mine, looking at his nails. Aren't you supposed to be in band? Got kicked out for today. They decided to try and let me play cymbals today. It's not my fault they're a bunch of dorks, and besides, the author needs a reason for you to come to my house later. What? I'm not going to your house later, especially since you share a room with him. What if I could get him out of the house? Maybe. Which one of your dads are going to be there? I don't know. Padre or neither of them. It really depends on if Padre is working at the cafe or not. As long as I don't have to be in the same room as Roman, then I'm fine with it. Then why the hell did you ask which one of our dads are going to be there? He questioned, which were now both sitting on the ground facing each other. I like your dads. They're cool. Later on, Remus texted me telling me that he was able to get Roman to leave, and his dad, Patton, was home. I could just come in through the window to his bedroom. So here I was, walking down the street to his house. I saw a ladder leading to the window on one side of the house, so I'm assuming that's where his room was. I started climbing the ladder, while thinking of all the ways I could die or some stupid shit that it was come from Remus' house or no reason other than telling me that I would come. I should just climb back down the ladder and go home. Hey, Virg! Too late. Remus helped me climb through the window, and we sat on his bed. So, why am I here again? I asked. The author wanted you to be here so I could help you work out through your shit or something like that. The instructions in the script were really clear, so I'm just going to go through with it. I nodded, pretending to understand what he was saying. So, why'd you get mad, dickface? He said some shit. Made me think of some other shit. That's basically it. Well, what the fuck did he say? I can't fucking help you if you don't tell me what the fuck's going on. I sighed and fell back onto the bed. He was talking about soulmates. I already hate that enough, but what he was saying about people with no soulmates or who never met their soulmates made it even worse. Cupid screwed up when he made us soulmates. Oh, that stupid website he found? Why are you getting mad about it? Not everything people find on the internet is real. Screw Remus and his sense of judgment. It's just hard to hear that I'm going to fucking murder him. I don't know why it was hard for you to hear that, and I'm probably not going to be interested in it, but have you told Roman what the problem is? I thought about that for a minute. Roman doesn't know why I'm mad, and I never told him about my mother and father, so he didn't see harm in talking about it. Damn, Remus. Why do you have to make more sense? You never make sense. You know, Emil couldn't talk sense to me. Probably because you didn't give him any time. Now, if you excuse me. Roman, get the fuck in here! I groaned. Of course Roman is still here. Has he been listening the whole time? He walked through the door. Why did the article make you mad? Please, Virgil. I don't want to fight with you. Oh my fucking god, you sound like we broke up. We weren't even dating and never were, so I don't know what you need to beg about. You already know I don't like soulmates, so I don't even know why you brought up what you read about them anyway. Just shut up about soulmates already. I sat up and just blankly stared at him, waiting for something. Remus was leaning against the wall, watching us with a bag of popcorn in hand. Ro, where are you? A voice shouted from downstairs. Hey, Olive Garden, we're in our room, Remus shouted. I sighed and broke eye contact with Roman. Olive entered the room and sat on the floor by Roman's bed. What's going on? She asked. Virgie's mad at Roro, and I've never found anything as interesting as this. So, couples fights? We are not dating. I respected for the millionth time today. Just shut up and make out. Make up, make out. No either, Remus said. I hate everything about this, I said before getting up and going through the window. Hey, Virg, try to think about forgiving Roman. I don't want it to be hard, but you can't win the bet if you're mad at him, Olive said after I got back to the ground. I'll think about it. Chapter 30. Weird-ass threats. Demetrius's point of view. I grabbed a small bag from my closet and hurried out of my room. I was meeting with my soulmate, like every other day at 2 a.m. Sure, my sleep schedule was fucked up, but when was it not? I got to the park and started humming the song. I sat down under a tree and waited a few minutes before hearing someone whistle the other part of the song. Hey, beautiful, I said after hearing them sit down. You don't know what I look like. He laughed. And I look like a trash rat. Seriously, I'm wearing a shirt with a garbage can on it, and it's amazing. You remind me of someone, but I'm too tired to remember who. They're probably just a fan, or a cosplayer, or a role player. I surprisingly have a lot of fans. Is this guy famous or something? Is my soulmate a damn celebrity? I shook the thought out of my head and grabbed my bag. I brought some Oreos. You want some? I asked, pulling out the package. I saw a hand stick out from the other side of the tree and laughed. I gave them some Oreos and pulled out the pen and paper. So, I was thinking about what you said about the singing competition and started wondering what song we would sing. I heard from a friend that they were calling the soloists out in alphabetical order. Then I guess I'm going to be one of the last people singing. I laughed. I only know maybe 4 people that came after me alphabetically, giving me hints about who you are now. Thought you didn't want us knowing until the singing thing, which is only a month away. I smirked. Oh God, I can hear you smirking and I'm going to pour wax up your nostrils. What the fuck? I don't understand you. Neither do I, babe. Or my family. I'm not even sure my friends understand me. Now, what do you think about the songs? I was saying we should have a specific song in case other people sing Rusty Cage or Bo Burnham or anything else, and I totally know what song to choose. Sure you do. What's the song called? I thought for a minute. I honestly don't know what song to sing. I quickly put on my phone and started looking through a random playlist on Spotify. This might be stupid, and you would probably want a different song or even artist. Just tell me what the song is, or I'm going to boil your teeth. Well, what's with it with the weird threats tonight? But the song is This Is Home by Cavetown. He was silent for a minute before he shouted, I fucking love that song! You better fucking sing that at the competition or I'm gonna invert my rib cage, milk my spleen, curse me to have my left sock forever wet, and my right shoe always have a pebble stuck in it. I was gonna say drown you in unholy water, but those are good. Anyways, I better go back home. I have an essay to write and turn in by noon. I heard some shuffling before footsteps getting further and further away. It was silent for a few minutes. I decided it was time to go back to my 2 favorite assholes. Later that morning, I woke up to the smoke alarm going off. I immediately jumped out of bed and ran down the hall to Virgil and Remy's room. Virgil didn't seem to be fazed by alarm, so I turned into Remy's room. He wasn't there. God fucking damn it. I ran to the kitchen to see him, about to pour water on the toaster that was on fire. I ran up and stopped him. I sighed and pushed him out of the way to get the fire extinguisher. After putting out the fire, I turned to him. You're banned from the kitchen. I don't care who you are or who your dad is right now. As your bodyguard, friend, and the head of this household, you are banned. Not because you started a fire, because you woke me up at... He checked the clock at the wall. Wow, we slept in late. Never mind. It's because you started a fire. Fine. I'll just call Emmy and go to the cafe. Calling your boyfriend to go on a date? Cute. Virgil said as he walked to the kitchen with a blanket wrapped around him, covering everything except his face. He's not my boyfriend yet. At least I have someone to potentially be my boyfriend. Your soulmate is a dick. Both of you, shut the hell up. I started pushing both of them out of the kitchen and into the living room. Go ahead and go on a coffee date with your boyfriend. You go to your room. Don't come back down until you decide to make up with Roman. Remy mumbled something before slipping on some heels and walking out the front door. Virgil groaned and started making his way back to his room. I sighed and lay back on the couch. I'd rather deal with Remus screaming than those two. I sighed. Actually, I pulled out my phone from my pajama pockets and went to Remus's contact. After a few rings later, he picked up. Waffle and Hookers, where you can eat waffles and ass. How can I help you? His voice rang. I don't know how to respond to that. Neither does Roman. Anyway, what you need, Happy? I don't know. Kind of bored, to be honest. You want to come and hang out with me in Cell? I asked. Who the hell is Cell? Remus asked, sounding a bit jealous, sad. I don't know. My pet snake. You coming or what? Sure, I'll be there in a bit. Later, Tater. I want tater tots. See you in a bit. I hung up the phone and walked back to the kitchen. Later, Remus arrived at the door. What's up, gays? Remus is here, queer and bringing fear. I turned my head from where I was watching Friends and eating tater tots. Oh, it's you. What's up, Snake? He flopped down on the couch with his head leaning on me. Joey's messing with shit, and I'm eating potatoes. I felt him nod beside me. Wanna act like middle school boys at sleepovers and play two truths and a lie? I asked. Fuck yeah, I'll go first. I have intrusive thoughts. I call everyone a dork because it means whale penis, and my eyes are green. I thought about it for a minute. He said before he had intrusive thoughts, and I know that's the truth. I have seen memes about dork meeting whale penis. I looked into his eyes. They were red. A fiery red. Not demonic at all, but a beautiful, fiery red. Fuck, who decided to let me have feelings? You okay, Dee Dee? Oh, yeah, your eyes are red. He nodded and signaled for me to take my turn. I'm a trans man. I'm Virgil and Remy's bodyguard, not their cousin. And I have 2 snakes. He thought about it for a minute. You only have 1 snake. At least the author tells me something. Anyways, bodyguard? As in you were hired to protect them? Yeah, their dad hired me to protect them. I've been trained to shoot different guns all my life. I know about 4 different martial arts, and I have a small knife collection. My adopted father, Anton, brought me in to meet their father, and he hired me. Kind of weird, actually. It feels more like having dumbass older brothers than anything. So you work for a mob boss? That's so badass. Why did you tell me? Because you're cute and I couldn't think of anything else. Nobody will believe you. Hey, so the author is kind of getting tired and probably will forget to finish this chapter for another few days, so I'm going to do this in the last paragraph we have. I looked at him with a questioning look before he cupped my face and hands and started moving closer to me. I felt my cheeks getting warm. What the hell is he doing? He's going to kiss me. Fuck, I have a soulmate, so why do I want to hurry up and kiss him? Damn, feelings, go die, instead of kissing me. He leaned in and whispered in my ear. The fitness gram pacer test is a multi-stage aerobatic capacity test that progressively gets more difficult as it continues. The 20-meter pacer test will begin in 30 seconds. Line up at the start. The running speed starts slow, but gets faster each minute after you hear this signal. Beep! A signal lap should be completed each time you hear this sound. Remember to run in a straight line, and run for as long as possible. The second time you fail to complete a lap before the sound, your test is over. The test will begin with the word start. On your mark, get ready. I push him off the couch. Thank you so much for listening. If you liked this, be sure to hit the like button, comment below of what you want to see, and make sure you go into the description for all my social media links. There's a link for my second channel, and there's a link for my live channel. I like to take this time to say Happy Pride Month, everyone, and hopefully you will be Pride. I'm sorry, I don't know where I was going with that. Just try to enjoy yourselves. If it's not safe to come out to someone, don't come out to them. Also, you should probably stay tuned for an advertisement for this year's 2nd annual Music Week. We did one last year, and I'm really excited to do a Music Week again this year. You could go see last year's videos somewhere on my channel. They're somewhere. But until then, I'd just like to say, like always, do your best.